Good morning, students. Welcome to the class of English Literature. Today we are going to study a new poem named Indian Summer. This poem is prescribed for BA third year students. This poem, Indian Summer, was written by Jayant Mahapatra, who born on 22 October 1928. He is a major Indian English poet. He is the first Indian poet to win Sahitya Academy Award for English poetry. Apart from that, he is the famous author of popular poems such as Indian Summer and Hunger, which are regarded as classics in modern Indian English literature. This poem, which we are going to study, also related to the Indian English literature. But before we start this poem, I want to tell you that Jayant Mahapatra belongs to the state of Odisha. It is one of the most backward states of India, where poverty is at a large scale, especially in that time when this poem was written. And along with this, we should also be aware with the hot conditions of that region. So, a reader should always keep this context in their mind while reading this poem, because it will help them to understand the meaning of this poem. Here is the text of the Indian Summer, the poem which we are going to read. Over the soughing of the somber wind. Soughing means sarsarana. Somber means gahan. Over the soughing of the somber wind, priests chant louder than ever. The mouth of India opens. Crocodile move into the deeper waters. Mornings of the heated maidens. Here maidens means dunghill, dung cakes. Smoke under the sun. The good wife lies in my bed through the long afternoon, dreaming still, unexhausted by the deep roar of funeral pyres. Funeral pyres means चिता, जिस पर एक शव को जलाया जाता है. Now look at this poem. This poem offers a few pictures which are by no means interconnected, though they are all supposed to be pictures of the phenomenon which are supposed to occur in this country. First is the picture of a morning wind blowing and producing morning sounds. Obviously, this is an audio-visual picture. In the next picture, there are priests who are chanting and their chanting is louder than ever before, and thus indicating that it is India's mouth which has opened and which is recited sacred verses. The mouth of India opens may be suggestive of widespread hunger and starvation in India. So, here the sentence the mouth of India opens have two meanings. The third picture offers a picture in a single line. Crocodiles move into deeper waters. Here, the crocodiles, which are the tropical creature, feel tormented by the oppressive heat of the Indian summer, that they move into the deeper water to get some relief. Now, the next picture, mornings of heated maidens smoke under the sun. This picture offers a picture, this picture, the sun of Indian summer is already troublesome, and smoldering heaps of rubbish have made the heat too intolerable to stand near them or pass by the heap of the rubbish or refuse. Point to the dirt and dust for which India is sometimes known for. Then the last picture is that of a good wife lying in a bed with the protagonist, with the speaker, with the poet. The long hot afternoon of Indian summer has not exhausted that lady, that wife, that good woman. She continues living in her dreams about past and future. This picture brings out patient and stoic nature of the Indian women. This picture also presents an Indian ritual. In the last line you can see, in which dead are burnt, and during the summer the funeral pyres burn with crackling sounds. Here we can say that the word roar is used for crackling sounds. This picture is suggestive of the Indian women take the death stoically. Thus we can see that this is a very short poem, but has some difficult meaning for the average reader. That's all. This was the explanation of the poem. Hope you got the idea. We shall meet with a new poem. Till then, goodbye.